Hi everyone, welcome to this Wednesday runes reading for this week, October 23rd till next week, October 30th. Are you ready? Let's see what Odin have in store for us this week. Let's begin. Okay. Oopsie, sorry. Okay, so first we have Jera. Now, Jera is the rune about year, 1 year. It's also a rune that tells us that life is a destiny that we are following, but that we have to choose our path if we want our evolution to be good and harvest the results from it. Each moment of our life, we make choices that are different, and we have to accept our past choice to make better one for our future. Love. What you're living right now, it's a consequence of past choice. You can modify your destiny to have a better relationship, but for that, you will have to be patient, and it can take, starting from now, about 1 year. Money. To each situation, there is a solution. Let time act in your favor. Do some actions that you thought very well about, and that might bring solution for you in the long term. So don't just think about, for example, putting some money aside, let's say to buy a new piece of clothing, maybe in a month. No, put some money aside and think about, for example, if you want to buy a house a little later, a car, something like that. But be patient, can take 1 year to maybe have the money you want. Work. There's not going to be some radical change. For that, you will have to do some action and see how things go from there. You have, you have that power, but you have to be conscious about it. Health. Healing might take some time. Let that time to your body and give him some physical and mental strength. So take good care of yourself, and it's gonna help you healing faster. But then again, starting from now can take about a year, so be patient. Okay, so the next one. Oh, it's Lagus and it's reverse. Now this is a rune that represents traveling and movement. Uh, it's also the rune of the woman. It's related to water and going back to the source. It's also symbolizing intuition and consciousness. Love. You and your partner are going far from one another. That distance that is physical can become emotional too. Uh, you have to come closer to your partner. Also, maybe if you're too close, you should put a little space between you and your partner. because sometimes being too close, it's not that good. You need some intimate moments, whether it's just, let's say, an hour alone to think or do things that you love, and then you can go back together and it's gonna be like new. Money. You're feeling like your money is going away from you. You're spending way more than what you're winning. So stop making some spending in things that you don't need or that you don't have the money for. So, of course, I know that is expensive, but if you need food, a roof over your head, a car, that's okay. But for example, instead of choosing the car of the year, maybe take an older car that will bring you to point A to B, but that will cost you less. That can help. If you thought about traveling, maybe in your next vacation, um, maybe you should cancel that or pay all your bills before and spend and not spend but excuse me, put some money aside for your travel. Work. If you had some traveling for your job that was important, it might be canceled. um, you should ask and listen more to your intuition. A contract might be canceled. Health. Be careful because you can have some memory problems, or maybe you're not as fast as you once were. You're a little um, slower. Now, by that I mean that um, it can take a little bit more time for you to react to something, or you don't think about everything just as like you used to be. Um, so, for example, if you're planning, let's say, a supper, maybe, well, you might forget to invite someone, or you might forget to buy some meal for your supper, small things like that. Be careful about that, okay? Sometimes it can happen if we're too stressed or we have too many things to think about, but just be careful about that. And another tip for that is make list or write down everything that needs to be done, or if you have an idea, put it down on paper or on your phone, as you please, okay? Very important. And keep that paper near you. Also, another tip, if you write some papers, um, don't just use some post-it and have, let's say, 1,000 of it, okay? Try to find a little small blank book and write all your ideas inside of it. Can be a planner or anything like that, okay? So that can help you. And the last one for this week. Hmm. It's Teresa's and it's reverse. Now, this is the rune that represents the thorn in your feet, that little tiny grain of sand that keeps blocking your will and make it impossible for everything to be perfect. Um, it's also the obstacle that we see, but we don't know how to move around it, to move forward. It tells you that you need to start reflecting on yourself. Love. Uh, be careful. Maybe if you're living a difficult situation, don't take a decision too fast. Think about it before. Um, be also aware that you might feel some more, some, you can feel more sensitive, okay? Your emotion might come just like boom, like that. So take a pause, breathe, and then you can react. Money. A bad decision can put you in difficulties. If you don't have enough money, it's not time to um, spend or give it to someone because you will um, feel the consequence of it. Work. You're feeling misunderstood and people around you are rejecting you. Again, take a deep breath, think before acting. Try to analyze the situation when you're feeling more relaxed. Try to find a solution instead of just waiting for one to come. So, for that to help you, you can do a list and write down so the positive side and the negative side, it can help you. Health. The treatments you're on right now seems to be um, not working, but be patient. Sometimes it can take maybe a month before they start to do what they have to do, so patience is needed. You also seem to be tired, and there's no reason for that. So maybe take a pause and try to see what can cause this sudden um, fatigue that you're feeling. Is it stress? Do you have some problems at your job, with your family? Um, I know that there's some holidays coming. For example, in the United States, sorry, it's Thanksgiving that's coming. So maybe it's starting to stress you, uh, whether it is because you're invited in a party and you're not sure if you want to go. Maybe it's because you don't have enough money to go. Maybe you just don't celebrate, but your family wants you to celebrate. Some things like that. So take a pause and think about a solution, whether it's just to tell people either that you don't have money, you're not feeling like going, or maybe you have something else planned. Okay, so maybe talking about it will help you feel better. Or maybe it's just that you need to rest. Have you been working too hard? Um, are you going out too much? Do you really take time to rest, sit down, rest? For example, read a book, enjoy a movie? Maybe that's all that you need. Are you eating well too? Maybe you should see your doctor and have some blood tests. Maybe you need some vitamins since we are in seasonal change. So these are all little things that you can look and see, and maybe by addressing one of them, you might feel better and get your energy back. So, thank you for joining me. This was this week Wednesday Rune reading. I wish you all a happy and blessed Hodin's Day and a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.